meeting is being recorded.
Thank you.
You guys good? Did you accept?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool. Well, we're
Everything.
live. We're not live. We're recording anyway. But I appreciate you, gentlemen. This is another interview with Linchpin members, and this is the first one that is with two individuals, and this was your guys' idea, not mine. So maybe we do a quick little intro. Artur, let's start with you. Who
Yeah,
are you?
my name
Where are
is
you coming from?
my name is Artur. I'm from Portugal. I'm 35 years old. I have a beautiful wife, two dogs, and a cat. That's
Nice.
how I make it. I work as a civil engineer. Since 2018, I have a company with my brother-in-law, and we work together doing good projects for buildings. Basically, it's that.
Very, very cool. Okay. And Nikos, how about you?
I'm 37, going on 38. I also have a beautiful wife. I would like to mention that out loud. And I have two boys, Thano, who is almost 7, and Leonidas, who is about 4.5,
Okay.
close to 5, let's say. I'm a solutions architect, um, and basically an architect for software. Let's just say this. And yeah, I'm from Greece. We're currently in 3 different time zones in this video here.
Yes. Yeah, for me, let's see. For me, it's a little after 9 a.m. in the morning. What time is it for you guys?
For me, it's 5 p.m.
And for me, it's
and
7 p.m. and it's very quiet in the house because the boys are with my wonderful wife at the playground.
Oh, very nice. Okay, well, I have to tell you guys, coming from the United States, both of you live in countries that are very high on most Americans' list of like where they would love to go, they would love to visit. Like all the photos that we see on Instagram of, like the coast of Portugal or like Greece with like the white buildings in the ocean. I don't know how much of like Greece is, but that's what we're shown. It is like everyone's dream to head out there. So I mean, do you guys feel like that you live in this amazing vacation land where everybody wants to take a holiday, or are you just kind of used to it now?
yeah, I can say that I live in a really beautiful place. I really like this. I really like where I live, and I recently even met Paul. I don't know how to pronunciate his last name.
Paul
Shampoo.
S.
What?
Last name begins with S, right? Paul S.
Yes, Paul S. And we made a workout in my garage as well. It was
Oh,
super fun. It
that's
was so
awesome.
nice to meet him. It was awesome.
I'm gonna embarrass myself now. I try to keep track. Is he from the Netherlands? Where's he from?
He lives near
Got it.
Amsterdam.
Okay.
Got
That's what I thought. And what about you, Nikos? Man, I tell you what, Greece looks like absolutely gorgeous. Is that, or do we just get, just the pretty pictures on Instagram, or is Greece that amazing and everybody should go visit?
As with everything, there's two sides to a coin.
Hmm.
It is obviously um, a profoundly beautiful landscape, and all the things that you see. Well, okay, they've been touched a little bit to make it more touristy, like as you can imagine, but
Sure.
it's not to the extent that you don't recognize the place. But it's mostly there.
Hmm.
But okay, aside from the picturesque scenes and whatnot, it is kind of you have to figure some stuff out yourself because
Hmm.
it's like contrary to what people say, it's not a fully developed country. Uh,
Okay.
there's some things that we figure out on the go. So like okay, this is one of the parts that me and Artur always find similarities in. Our governments, well, we share a common disdain towards how things are done, and some politicians get corrupted. I don't want to get into
I was
politics.
going to say, I think a lot of people could relate to that because, I've been to a lot of places in the world, either from the military or with CrossFit or whatever. Visit a lot of countries, and there's a lot of places that hate Americans. I mean, if we're being really honest, there's plenty of places that America has a bad rap, and a lot of places we deserve it, quite frankly. And I would, meet people, and you just never know. Some people are great, and some people would learn that you're an American, and they would immediately be like, we don't like Americans, whatnot. And if I talked with them, what we eventually figured out was it wasn't that they hated Americans, was that they hated Americans politicians, and I'd always go, so do we, and then we were all friends.
I
So
want I want
I
to I
think
want to
people
give
I think people can relate to what you're saying.
I want to give a quick shout out to Chris Van Buren, who's also from Linchpin.
Yep.
I shouldn't have said the last name, but excuse me. But we have a chat where we talk about a little bit of politics, and we do share the common beliefs about our systems and how they've developed. But anyway, my original point was, with things not being as developed as they should be, living in Greece has its perks, but it's also difficult. Like, some things don't make sense if you've been around the world. You're
Hmm.
thinking, this is the 21st century. This shouldn't be here, but you just deal with it.
Gotcha. No, that I can understand that. Well, uh, Artur, let's circle back to you and maybe give us the little lead into your fitness journey because you started dabbling in CrossFit way back in like 2012. So what's your quick journey from there to today?
Yeah, so I started in 2012. My wife has a degree on physical education.
Okay.
So one of her colleagues started to talk about CrossFit. I started searching for it, and the first box in Portugal was right by my parents' house.
Oh,
So
really?
so I went there and started training. I went there with a friend and got humbled immediately,
Yes.
like most people. Um, but yeah, the life became busy, and I had to take a break, and it got really. I got a bit unfit and got a bit fattier, but but
It
then
happens.
I joined Linchpin, and everything came to came to be as it should.
Well,
Never been fitter than today.
before I circle over to kind of hear what's going on with Nikos, I mean, it's a big fitness world out there, right? And a lot of things to choose from and figure out. So what brought you to Lynchburg? How did you land there?
Uh, what's that's interesting. Last year, there were the Linchpin challenges,
Yeah, oh
and
yeah.
yeah, in the Linchpin challenges, both me and Nikos, we are in the dumbbell crew.
Yes.
So every challenge, we see each other on the leaderboard, and just started commenting on each other's posts, and before we knew it, we arranged a Tempest match, and that's how we got to talk to each other.
That's very cool. And I want to dive
And
into your guys' friendship as well, because it sounds like it's developed there from fitness. But let's head back over to Nikos. What's your what's been your fitness journey? You were a semi-pro basketball player, right? And now here you are, hitting the
Okay,
linchpin workouts
that's
each day.
that's
So
a,
what's that
a bit
been?
of an exaggeration. See how the basketball system works in Greece is we have clubs, and
Okay.
those clubs range from amateur to semi-pro to like pro, top EuroLeague, whatever.
Okay.
And you can climb on that ladder, and if you're good enough, you're just transferring over to bigger clubs and bigger clubs and bigger
Okay.
clubs. Like, okay, the biggest I got to was the national stage, which is like it's not that serious.
It
It's a
sounds
small club.
cool.
It sounds better than it is. And I was like, bottom of the bench, 12th man, but still I was good enough to beat most guys.
Yeah.
And so I was working I was a simple software engineer at the time. So it was something that I did after work, so I can just blow some steam, play some basketball, be fit. And then one summer I was let go from a team, and I was with a friend of mine. It was like 2013, if I'm not mistaken, 2011, something like that. Uh, and he was saying how, okay, if you want to get a spot on next year's on a roster next year, you need to get your physical
Hmm.
well-being right. So we registered on a local box, and I did there for 3 months, um, and I quit because I was thinking to myself, I'm a basketball player. I don't need all this. This stuff is too heavy. It's not for me.
Hmm.
I can't even squat because when you're playing defense, you're always on your toes. So squatting and moving my
Hmm.
hips back and down, it still is a challenge for me. But back then, it was impossible.
Mm.
So I was like, I don't need this. I'm faster than most people. I jump high. I don't care. I can shoot. So have there you go. And then my dad died, and it was a difficult time because me and my dad was really close, and he was like we talked a lot. He even considered me a friend. He used to call me for his businesses,
Hmm.
like he was an entrepreneur. So he used to call me like, "What do you think about this? How should I proceed about that? Whatever." So we had a really close relationship, and it hit me hard. I was eating uh, drunken pirate, as you say it,
Yeah.
times 10.
Yeah. That was
So
your coping mechanism.
yeah, I mean, and okay, it was also very cheap because it was outside of the hospital. Uh, it was at the time it was $1.5 for a crepe with two kinds of chocolate and biscuits and
That is cheap.
strawberries. That was a
That's
good deal, you
yeah.
know. So so I picked up what's that? 10 kilos in pounds is
22,
22.
22 pounds.
yeah, there you go. So I just picked them up right quick, and then I showed up to training camp in summer, and someone was videotaping. No, it wasn't training camp. We were playing a summer league with my professional friends who play in the Euro League, like
Okay.
real players, like players who like a step below the NBA.
Okay.
So I'm on video, and I'm looking at myself struggling to run up and down the court, and I'm like, who is this fat guy? This fat bald guy?
Hmm.
Who's this? Never get him on a roster again. And then my team at the time was gracious enough to let me in the weight room about an hour and a half before practice. So I went through the whole MJ. I gotta lift weights before going to practice mode, and I shed them quick. But then as soon as the kids came along and COVID came along, so I didn't have time for all that, and I stopped playing actively. So I figured I'm not gonna go back to that. I don't never want to go back to that. I have to do something. I started cherry picking first from Wadwell, like Nick B did. Like,
Okay.
okay, what looks like basketball? Kelly. Okay, running, jumping, and throwing things.
Sure.
Cool. Yeah. So I started cherry picking, and then I got on Reddit, and I was looking for something more complete because I figured like I got to do this long term. So one of the top things that came up was Linchpin, and it was like a 30-day trial. I was like, cool, sounds nice. And then I never looked back. It's 2 years today or yesterday.
Oh, very, very cool. Happy 2-year anniversary. That's awesome. And uh, my my two boys, man, they're all about basketball. I mean, they're basketball fanatics. They love it and just they play all the time. You know, ball is life. They just want to hoop all the time. So
It is.
they'll resonate with your story very much. But so Artur, you were saying that you've got Nikos in Linchpin, you're in Linchpin. And then a couple years ago, we had these Linchpin challenges. Both of you were doing the dumbbell options, and just tell me about how, there's a lot of people that do challenges, but somehow you two did challenges, and now you've actually developed a friendship from an online community. So you two, just walk me through that, you first interacting with Nikos during a challenge, and how'd you get to today?
Yeah, so I think, I don't know, I don't remember which workout it was, but we decided to do a tempest match, and from that moment we had to not exchange our numbers, but we started talking in the BTWB chat.
Yep.
Then we saw it was easier to talk in other platforms.
Mm-hmm.
And from there, we started talking more regularly, and talking more regularly, we became friends. It
It
was
sounds
really
like
funny
Nikos
because,
has something there. What do you...
yeah.
Hold on. He has conveniently skipped some details. Hold on. Pause. Okay. So, first of all, I want to say that even though I am the bottom of the CrossFit world, like, okay, Artur is like, uh, he's a walking alien amongst us. The things that he does don't make sense at all. So I'm kind of like the young cousin who's coming along, like, that's cool, maybe I can do that. No, I can't. So uh even though I am that guy, I'm also a diva. So I'm not gonna comment on or follow someone that doesn't follow me or comment to me, because I'm like, I don't know this person.
Mm-hmm.
And I am somebody. I've played in the national league.
Right.
uh, so so Artur first, he commented something, then I commented something back, and then uh, we did a little quick introduction about what he does for work, what I do for work, and then I tried to send him like a video on some social media platform, and I was like, wait, you don't have an account for that? And he said, no, I actually have an account on there. The problem is that I only use it to send really the worst type of memes to my friends. And I was like, hold on, I really like those memes as well. Can
That's
you please
amazing.
improve? And then, it was just like the baby steps of feeling each other out. To what depths of dark humor can we get? And surprisingly, it was very dark. It was very deep. I
That's
didn't expect that.
that's
And
awesome.
then, I like, for me, Artur's like, at this point in my life, he's even closer to the guy who was my best man at my wedding, because over our shared interest in fitness, like, I don't know how, but we've developed that sense. It sounds kind of weird when I say it like this, but we've developed that sense, how if one of us is feeling a bit down, we're like, hey, what's up? What's wrong? And he'll tell me, like, I have this client at work who's been busting my head to say this, and I can't figure it out, and he's telling me this and this and that. I don't know what to do.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
I always reach out to Nico's judgment. He's really good at that. Uh,
And so it's what's funny is, people, and this happens all the time, right? Is people will not believe that you can be part of an online community and actually connect with somebody and develop a friendship and get to know people and have these interactions. But you two are, one example of many that's actually a very, very real thing. So, Artur, how often do you and Nico chat?
oh, well, every day.
Okay, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Every day
We,
we talk to
we
each
send each
other.
other good morning. How's your day? Like, what are you gonna do today? How are you gonna attack this work? It also works because Artur is he works out in the morning, which is about the time I clock into the office. So I'm in
Okay.
his corner. Like today, for example, it was the clean and jerks and the handstand push-ups and the
Yeah,
handstand
yeah.
walk. And he was
Yep.
telling me how I'm not gonna do handstand walk. Maybe I'll do what was it you suggested?
Um, I was going for the wildcard option, which had some push-ups, but I'll figure something out to I'll maybe I will have done the ring dips and then
Hmm.
the handstand push-ups. But
Gotcha.
then Nikos gave a better idea. He said, "Ah, you don't know how to handstand walk? Why don't you do wall walks? It sounds fun."
There you go. There you go.
And it was because I care that I put him in this position.
That's right. That's right. Uh, that's pretty awesome. Artur, leading up to this interview, you guys kind of both sent me some information. We had some talking points and all that. And one of the things that you said was one of the game changers for you with regards to linchpin was modulating intensity. And can you just talk for a second, Artur, about, why was that so important and how has it helped you?
Oh, that was a game changer. All right. I used to work out every workout like it was the last workout of my life.
Mm,
So I would just send it every time. Listening to your podcasts and all the Linchpin conversations, it helped me to get a little bit more knowledge about it. Helped me to some days to push the gas, some other days to relax a little bit, and it also made some profound changes on my fitness. I started to develop much quicker. After that, I talk with my sister regularly. She is also a CrossFitter in Netherlands, and she was always telling me, "Oh, I injured myself on the foot. I injured myself here and there." So I also told her about the modulating intensity concept. It
mm.
helped her a lot. One of my colleagues of work, he also had the same problem. He started to do CrossFit, started to learn how to muscle up everything, but then he started to have shoulder injuries, elbow injuries. I also told him about it, the modulating intensity. It was also game changing for him
You're
because
spreading
in
the word.
yeah, it's like he goes to the gym, but it's different. In Linchpin, we see how the whole week ahead is, so we can plan it, and it's easier. But most boxes, you just go and find out what workout is on that day. So you gotta be more. Uh, you gotta know how yourself how you feel to before you do the workout, and try to modulate according to your needs, just like
100%.
scaling.
100%.
So
I'm always impressed with how smart, because you can put out information, but if people don't listen to it, take it on board and follow it, then the information doesn't matter. I'm always impressed with how just the good decisions that people in Linchpin make. Like that's probably one of my largest sources of pride. But I've got to say, Nikos, I'm curious, man. Linchpin Test 13 is such a beast. I mean, for anyone who's unfamiliar with it, 400-meter run, 20 burpees, 400-meter run, 19 burpees, all the way down to 400-meter run, one burpee. So it's just about 5 miles of running. It's 210 burpees. A lot of people wear a weight vest. And you've done this thing a bunch. What is your obsession with it? You've even done it twice in the same week. Is that true? What's
Okay.
going on?
Okay. First of all, it was September. We had the challenge. Okay, so I was gonna do it, obviously. Now that being said, I figured, okay, I gotta do it on September 1st because I was working out on the first of the month. It sets the tone for the month, right? And to also reference the point that was made just before, I also modulate intensity, but on the first of the month, I usually like to push the gas. I have to
Okay.
set the tone, right?
Okay.
Okay. So I told this to Artur, and and he was like, "I can't let you be in pain alone. We have to do it together." I was like, "Okay, cool, nice." And then he told me also he was dealing with a little bit of low back pain, which is the only thing that he endures ever, which is kind of suspect. But I wanted to say he told me then he told me, but this falls out of the challenge registration scores, so we're not going to be in the challenge. And I joked and I said, let's do it a second time this week. And he said, with a weight vest. And I said, you read my mind. And it was a joke, and then it became the truth.
Mm-hmm.
And the second time with the weight vest,
Oh,
it was a transcendent experience.
I can,
I,
I
I got
can,
in I got in touch with God.
oh, I can only imagine. That's God bless you guys. I mean, that is your connection is awesome. Your support for another is awesome. Your friendship is awesome. You're both active, wonderful members in Lynchpin. I mean, that's it's. I truly appreciate that. I'm curious. Maybe as we kind of wrap up a little bit, I'll start with you, Artur. If there are, I guess, what are your lessons learned or advice to anybody that is thinking about starting to work out again, but maybe life got busy and they stopped and they feel like it's going to be so hard that, they keep delaying it. What would be your lessons learned or your advice?
My lessons learned, I think it's easy. It's just doing something. Just up on the bike, take 15 minutes, 20 minutes of the day and make it something enjoyable for yourself while to work out. From that, you get a consistent base, and before you know it, you get hooked by the fitness genie.
Yeah, it feels good to feel good. What about you,
I
Nick? Oh, sorry.
uh, sorry. Oh, okay. So I also in the email I sent you, I also said about my wife
Yes.
because she was training for a special operations on not a special operations, but like another course in her work,
Mm-hmm.
and she needed to get some physical tests. She didn't want to work out. She was always, oh no, I don't feel like it. So I said to her, well, just go to the spinning bike, spend 15, 20 minutes. It's all just something to make it consistent.
Mm-hmm.
And with that, she maintained her fitness and even got much better after that. So it was really awesome
Nice.
how something so small could have such a big impact on her life.
Yeah, you just got to start. What are your lessons learned or advice, somebody, Nikos?
I gotta second that notion that with Artur. Like when my second child was born, if I only had like on the maternity ward, if I had 15 minutes to do push-ups, squats, and sit-ups, I just do that and keep it moving.
Mm,
Like okay, something is better than nothing. And also, um, once you, well, building a habit is it takes time, but as soon as you build the habit, then you just have it, and it doesn't feel right if you skip something.
hmm.
And the final thing is that it really helps if you have another madman in your corner. So like it gets lonely in the gym. Like sometimes I'll go work out at 11 p.m. at night as soon as the kids go to bed, and because it works better for Greece. Greece stays up late. It's just how it works. Um, so it helps, like if you got somebody on your corner and saying like, okay, you can do this. Don't care about the time. Don't care about nothing. Just go, take it easy, put on some tunes, have fun.
I fully agree, and I know I said that that was the last question, but it's a little bit of a lie. I got one more for you, which correct me if I'm wrong, but I have to assume, Artur, that you speak Portuguese,
Yes.
and Nikos, that you speak Greek, and and both of your guys' English is phenomenal and amazing, and I'm always so impressed by that because my country in the United States, we're so bad at knowing other languages. And I actually like, I shouldn't say I love languages. I do love languages, but I love Spanish, and I actually talk to a couple of members of Linchpin each week in Spanish, and they help me. They're very kind and very generous with their time. We chat and we become good friends, and I get to improve my Spanish, and it's pretty awesome. But whenever I hear somebody speaking another language and doing it so well, like I wouldn't do an interview in Spanish, I wouldn't have the confidence to do it. Maybe we'll start with you, Artur. Where'd you learn English and how is your English so good? I'm always so impressed by languages.
Oh, thank you. I think Nico's English it's much better than mine, but still,
Well,
there
I'll
are.
tell you, from somebody who practices another language, my metric, because people throw around the word fluent all the time. Oh, I'm fluent. And then I hear somebody talk, I'm like, you're not fluent. Because I don't consider myself fluent in Spanish. If we can have a conversation for 30 minutes and I have understood everything that you've said and you have understood everything that I've said, you're fluent. I mean, so your English is great as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, but still, in both our countries, we get we see all the movies in English. Everything on the internet is in English.
Mm,
We start to learn English on school really early. So English is like a second language to us. It becomes really easy to learn because we have contact with it so many times.
okay.
I think in English speaking countries you have that difficulty because you don't have the the contact with another language all the
True.
time.
Very true. Very true. So if somebody was going to take a vacation to Portugal and they only spoke English, would that be okay?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, that's good. I'm trying to help the
Some
tourism.
Yeah, some people would have some trouble reaching out and talking in English, but I think people also like to, especially I think in Portugal or maybe in Greece as well, when some foreigner goes to them, I think they also get a little excited and want to help the other person. So it's cool in those parts.
That's very cool. And again, yeah, Nikos, what's going on there in Greece? Is it generally considered that most Greeks are bilingual or trilingual as well?
Tourism is our heavy industry. You see the pictures, so we have to accommodate. And so if you come here and you're only speaking English, obviously you're gonna be able to communicate. However, there are varying degrees of, proficiency. And
But did you learn it in school, or where'd you pick it up?
uh, I'm one of the guys that I was born with the affinity, and it just happens. And also, it didn't help. It didn't hurt. I mean, that playing basketball, I had a lot of American teammates.
Ah, okay.
So, if I was listening to rap and all that stuff, so, if you want to learn how to rap a little bit, and
Yes,
recite the lyrics, you have to be able to do it. So,
100%.
yeah.
100%. I just I just find that incredibly impressive. It's one of my personal hobbies and pastimes, and the language always just kind of fascinates me. And anytime I hear it, it just I find it impressive. But I want to thank both you gentlemen for your time right now, making this happen in three different time zones, and thank both of you for just kind of being such cool members of Lynchpin. I really appreciate you both.
Thank you. It was
Now, Coach.
it is really really amazing to talk with you, not in person, but having a conversation. It makes it much more. It's awesome. It's what I can say.
My pleasure.
Thank you
Yeah,
for your time.
and it's an honor, honestly, because even though you don't think highly of yourself, you are inspirational to a lot of people, and not just the fitness part, but the level-headedness and the way you conduct yourself. So it is an actual true pleasure.
Well, that's I wish my wife agreed with you. So I'll let you guys have a good day, and I hope that one day my family gets to go to Portugal or Greece, and if so, I will let you
Yeah.
know.
Give us a
Hit
call,
me
no
up, and I'll try
problem.
to make it happen.
All right, gentlemen, thanks again.
Thank you.
Thank you.